Hello and welcome to Optimal You, your nutrition guide. So you've probably seen this term, nature's Ozempic, popping up all over your social media feeds, right? And it's almost always tied to a supplement called berberine. The buzz is just impossible to ignore. Okay, let's dive into this and really separate the hype from what's actually going on. It's literally everywhere. People are calling it a miracle for everything from weight loss to blood sugar. But, whenever a single supplement promises so much, we've got to ask some tough questions. So, what is the real story behind berberine? And if you do a quick scroll online, you'll see a pretty consistent list of claims. People are calling it this amazing natural game changer for blood sugar, a secret weapon for weight management, and get this, even a flat-out replacement for powerful prescription drugs. I mean, these are some seriously big promises. Let's see what the evidence has to say. So, in this explainer, we're going to cover it all. We'll start with the buzz and what berberine actually is. Then we'll look at the potential health benefits that are backed by science. But, and this is crucial, we're also going to tackle the side effects, the serious risks, and the drug interactions, before we finish up with a clear safety checklist for you. Okay, so first things first, what exactly is this compound that has everyone talking? Let's get a clear definition. So, berberine is not new, not by a long shot. It's a natural chemical compound that's pulled from the roots and stems of a bunch of different plants, and it has this long, rich history in traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, where it was used for centuries, mostly for things like diarrhea and other stomach bugs. All right, let's jump from ancient history to modern science. What does the actual research say about all those online claims? Now check this out. What's really fascinating here is this number, -2%. So this comes from a pilot study on newly diagnosed type 2 diabetics. Over just 3 months, taking berberine lowered their HbA1c, which is a key measure of your long-term blood sugar control, from 9.5% all the way down to 7.5%. That is a huge improvement. And get this, it was found to be pretty similar to the effects of metformin, which is a frontline diabetes drug. And the research doesn't stop with blood sugar. A number of studies suggest berberine can also help lower that bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. There's also some evidence linking it to modest reductions in body weight and BMI. For women with PCOS, it might help reduce testosterone levels, and it also seems to have a positive effect on our gut microbiome. But, and this is important to remember, for a lot of these areas, the research is still pretty new and evolving. And this quote right here, this really gets to the heart of it. It's the turning point of our whole conversation. Just because berberine comes from a plant does not automatically make it safe for everyone. It's a biologically active compound. It acts like a drug in your body, and that means we have to treat it with the exact same respect and caution. So let's see how this plays out in the real world, starting with the most common complaints people have when they start taking berberine. Kinda ironic, right? For something that was traditionally used to treat gut issues, the most common side effects are, well, digestive. We're talking about things like diarrhea, constipation, gas, and stomach cramps. These are pretty common, especially when you take higher doses. The good news is you can often manage these by starting with a lower dose and always taking it with food. Okay, now we need to talk about the much more serious risks. This isn't about just being uncomfortable. This is about your safety. And for some people, berberine is absolutely not an option. Let me be perfectly 100% clear on this one. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, berberine is considered unsafe. You need to avoid it completely. There is no gray area here, none. And here's exactly why. Berberine can actually cross the placenta to the fetus, and it can also pass into breast milk. The biggest concern is that it can mess with a newborn's liver as it's trying to process a compound called bilirubin. If that builds up, it could lead to something called kernicterus, which is a rare but truly devastating form of brain damage. The risk is just way too high. And because berberine is processed by the liver, it can interfere with a huge range of common medications. So for example, if you combine it with diabetes meds, you could risk your blood sugar dropping dangerously low. With blood thinners like warfarin, berberine can block one of the liver's key cleanup crew enzymes that breaks down the drug, which seriously increases the risk of bleeding. It can do the same thing with blood pressure meds, and it can dramatically raise the levels of immunosuppressants like cyclosporin to toxic levels. And listen, this is not a complete list, which is exactly why you need medical supervision. Beyond those specific drug interactions, other groups need to be extremely careful. This includes anyone with pre-existing liver or kidney disease, since those are the organs doing all the work to process this compound. People with heart rhythm issues should also be really cautious. And if you have any surgery scheduled, you should stop taking it at least 2 weeks beforehand. Okay, so after all of those warnings, you might be wondering, is there any safe way to approach this? Well, if you and your doctor decide it's a potential option for you, here is exactly how you should do it. Here is your 4-step safety guide. Step 1, and I can't say this enough, talk to your doctor first. This is absolutely not optional. 2, since supplements aren't tightly regulated, pick a brand that has been third-party tested. That way you know what you're actually getting. 3, start low and go slow. A typical starting dose is 500 milligrams, taken with a meal. And finally, step 4, listen to your body. Pay close attention and stop immediately if you have any new or concerning symptoms. So here's the bottom line. Berberine is clearly not just some harmless plant extract. It's a powerful, drug-like compound with real, proven benefits and very real risks. It might be an amazing tool for some people, but it could be a dangerous one for others. And the only way to know if it's the right tool for you and your health is to have a real conversation with a qualified healthcare professional. And just a final reminder, this content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional or doctor before starting any new supplement, diet, or health regimen. Optimal You is not responsible for any actions taken based on this video.